Welcome everyone. Welcome to this video on the top 10 mistakes you must avoid during the civil services examination study. So this is presented by me, Akshat Jain. So I have secured All India rank 2 in this year's civil services examination. So I'm going to start first with these two very common mistakes that are related to strategy. So first of all, starting without a proper strategy and vision. So if you start your preparation without having a clear idea in your mind, without having the strategy in your mind, then you can be like this person. So you may put in a lot of efforts, you may try multiple times, but you might miss the target as well. So that is why a strategy, a vision is very, very important. And I have given a separate video as to how I planned my strategy. So you can refer to that video to understand how to think about preparing, about formulating a strategy. Okay. Second of all, again a related mistake is that not committing to a single strategy. So what happens today is that there are plethora of guidances available. So every other day there's this new video on strategy coming up on the best perfect strategy of UPSC. So there are several videos. But once after seeing say 3 or 4 of these videos, and once you decide a particular strategy, please stick to it. I think a smart aspirant, in my opinion, what he does is he or she listens to 3-4 successful strategies and then add his or her own valuable inputs. So this is very important. Add your own inputs so that strategy becomes your own. And then once decided, just stick to it, commit to it. The only reason you should change your strategy is if you realize that through mock tests, through all these exams, that strategy is not working, then only change. Please do not change whenever you see a new video of a new topper or whenever you see any new videos. Don't do that. Take your time. Suppose say when you are starting your preparation, take a week, take 10 days. See all the videos you want to, and then add your inputs, make your strategy, and then please stick to it. So I've given an entire video on my way of preparing a strategy. You can refer to that. So third mistake, which is I think very important, that is that people, what they do is they are not mains ready before prelims. So this is very important, and this is one of the single reason why people tend to give multiple attempts again and again. So what happens is that a lot of aspirants I have seen, whenever they are preparing for the first time, for their very first attempt, they tend to put most of their energy on prelims without focusing on mains. So what happens is, even if they clear the prelims, now they won't be able to clear the mains, because it is very difficult that in those 3.5 months which you get after prelims for mains, you can cover the syllabus, you can write answers, you can make notes, and you can kind of give full 3-hour test. So it becomes very difficult. I'm not saying it is impossible. People have done that, but it is very, very difficult. And if you have 1 year to prepare, then please never prepare in a manner that before prelims you do not even have the confidence of attempting a full mains paper. That is very, very bad situation. So that is why I'm saying please be mains ready before prelims itself. Otherwise, another thing I want to highlight here is that what happens is, suppose say you have cleared prelims, but you were not at all ready for mains. Then you won't be able to clear mains. The result comes in say 2-3 months of the mains. So if you have given your mains exam in October or in the September end, the result will come by mid-December, right? So then only will you get to know whether or not you have qualified. So if you have not qualified, then again what happens is there is very less gap for you to actually work upon your mains, right? Because again from February or March onwards, you will be starting for prelims. That particular fear regarding prelims will again come. So you will have say only 1.5 months to actually improve on your mains answer writing skills, on your from your mains perspective, and this makes you get trapped in this vicious cycle. आप बार इस cycle में फंस जाएंगे, because again you will clear prelims but you will not be able to clear mains. Again you will have very less time to prepare for means again आपको prelims का pressure आएगा, and ये cycle it keeps on repeating, and that is why people they tend to take 3-4 attempts to get out of this cycle. So please do not get trapped into this vicious cycle. Please, whenever you are preparing in your first year itself, first attempt itself, try to be mains ready before prelims. Otherwise, do not give prelims. That is my strategy. That is my opinion. I gave my prelims even after only preparing for 3 months. I was very fortunate that I could not clear the prelims. Otherwise, I would have been trapped in this cycle myself. So that is my own personal experience. Please, whenever you are giving your first shot, always prepare from a mains angle. The fourth and fifth mistake, they are related to notes and answer writing. These are kind of, you can say, very, very important aspects of this journey. Every topper, he or she says that notes and answer writing, test writing, they were integral part of their journey. Majority of the toppers do. So there has to be substance to it. So when someone is saying, please prepare your own notes, please do so. If you think that, okay, you will buy the notes available in the market, that is not going to replace the notes which you prepare yourself. Because only when you prepare your own notes can you revise from them properly. And that is why it is very important to make them on your own. So I have covered an entire video on note making. So please refer to that. It will give you an idea as to how you can make short and precise notes. Fifth mistake, as I have pointed out, it is about writing answers and tests. So majority people, they do not write answers and tests periodically. And I will tell you the reason. The very simple reason here is that students, they have this fear, they have this inertia, this laziness, which does not enable them to write answers and tests. Most of the aspirants do कि यार prelims आ रहा है, अभी कैसे पढ़ूंगा इसके लिए, अभी कहाँ से टेस्ट दे दूंगा, अभी तो यार I have not even written one answer in my life, how can I give a full test? People will say that, okay, now is not the time to give test, now I must prepare for prelims, I must focus on prelims, even though it is October or November, then also they are focusing on prelims and then they'll never write answers and tests. So ultimately it all boils down to that fear they have of answer writing, of writing full test. Please get over that fear. Once you are able to get over that fear, you will automatically reach on a higher level. So right from the very start, I was very clear that I have to do these things. So I never had that fear, and it is obviously difficult, but please try to overcome that. I have covered my answer writing, my test writing skills in a complete video. You can refer to that, right? So moving on, this sixth mistake, that is not referring to the syllabus and the previous year question papers. This is a very grave sin that you can commit. If you have not referred to the syllabus, then how can you know exactly what you have to read? And by syllabus, I mean the exact detailed syllabus of UPSC, which is available on the website of UPSC, and it is also available online. So that particular gazette, that has the details of the syllabus. So always keep that in front of you. Whenever you are making notes, whenever you are reading a book, have that in front of you. Because then only you can realize, okay, this is the topic that UPSC asks and I must read accordingly. And previous year questions also help you understand how that particular topic is asked by UPSC. So this syllabus makes you understand what you have to read. Previous year questions and make you understand how you have to read. Okay, so this is very important. The what and how. Okay, so you might have a lot of resources, but until and unless you know how to read them and what to read, then only can you clear this examination. Otherwise, you will tend to read a lot of stuff that is not required at all. So please never forget them. Always keep them in front of you. The next set of mistakes. So first of all, these are regarding resources. So first of all, reading excessive number of resources. So this is one of the most common mistakes, and I don't know why people still do this, irrespective of the fact that thousands of toppers, they have told you time and time again to not commit this mistake. So I'm going to be again one of those that is going to repeat the same. Please keep your resources limited, to the point. Everybody knows what these limited resources are. I have highlighted my own resource list in a complete video, so you can refer to that. Always be precise. You can refer to any resource list, but ensure that it is precise, it is limited. Do not go after each and every material that is available in the market or that is available online. Please be selective, and whatever you read, be thorough in it. Okay, so that is the only thing that is required. Do not build a library. I have seen people proudly posting photos of their book library on platforms like Quora and all, and saying, okay, look at my book collection for UPSC. That is, I think that is the first area where they have gone wrong and they will not be selected. So please keep these resources limited. Next, a lot of time is unnecessarily wasted on newspaper. So a lot of aspirants do this mistake, because what happens is कि there is this kind of हवा which we say about newspapers कि यार newspapers नहीं पढ़ा तो UPSC क्या किया. So newspapers, I understand they are important, but people, they tend to devote 3, 4, 5 hours to newspapers. I don't think that is the right way to go. Obviously, initially when you start, you are going to take, say, 3 hours. That is natural. I understand that. But eventually, it should be reduced to 1.5 hours, in my opinion. 1.5 hours. So that is more than enough to properly read the newspaper. Just read one newspaper. I used to read the Hindu, and afterwards I used to read the Indian Express. Just one. Choose any of these two, in my humble opinion. And I used to read the front page, the editorial page, and all the other pages I used to just quickly have a glance, just to see, okay, maybe some particular information might be relevant to some particular topic of the GS, but very quick glance. These were the two pages that I used to focus on, the front page and the editorial page. And after that, just a quick look. So please do not waste your time making unnecessary long notes on each and every small news item that you think is relevant, and kind of then seeing a video on that newspaper analysis, and maybe doing all sorts of weird things that are costing you a lot of time. Please don't do that. Be very specific. Okay? Do not waste unnecessary time on newspapers. Right? The 9th point which I want to highlight is the destructive use of social media. And here I am not talking about social media like Facebook. I am not talking about them. Not talking about Facebook, YouTube and all. I am talking about platforms which you might consider as educative sources, like Quora, like Telegram, WhatsApp. A lot of study today involves WhatsApp. And even discussion platforms. Suppose, say, you are discussing something on Insights on India or on Forum IES. Lot of times what happens is that people, they tend to go overboard. So suppose, say, you are writing a daily answer on Insights on India. So वहाँ पे you are now, what happens is now you are engaged in a discussion, a meaningless discussion. And आप जो है बार बार comments कर रहे हो, you just want to kind of display your knowledge to all the people, तो आप लगे हुए हो, धमाधम comments में लगे हुए हो. Please don't waste your time, yaar. And that happens a lot. I have seen, for example, on Quora, a lot of civil service aspirants, they are writing answers on Quora. So they are writing answers as though they have already topped the exam, and they have now a lot of free time to share their resources. Please don't do that. I understand, okay, you can use Quora for your, suppose say you are fond of writing 1 or 2 answers and all. I understand that. But there are some people who are writing answers each and every day and about civil services examination, even despite the fact that they are themselves an aspirant, and they are wasting timeless hours on this, preparing that proper answer, taking photos and then posting it on Quora, and then reading the comments, replying to each and every comment. Please don't do that. Similarly on Telegram, because what happens is that there's a lot of urge in each one of us to kind of just chat with other people, chat with like-minded people, kind of debate and all. Please don't waste unnecessary time on that. I'm not saying give up social media. I myself did not. I used WhatsApp, I used Facebook, but I knew how to kind of balance it with my studies. Otherwise, it takes up a lot of your time and distracts your energy, distracts your peace of mind. And finally, the 10th mistake, overthinking about the results. So in each and every interview of mine, I have been highlighting this. A lot of aspirants, they tend to just keep on thinking, overthinking about things which are not in their hands. Suppose say the result, why did they come to this stream, their success ratio, they start to kind of regret their past decisions, they start to think way ahead in the future, and each and every time they are thinking about such things which they have no control on, and then they end up wasting a lot of energy, end up wasting a lot of time, and a lot of negativity gets imbibed in their mindset, and they kind of lose motivation as well. So please do not do this. Just think about the targets, about your strategy, about how you are whether you are achieving that particular target which you have set or not, and focus your entire energy on that. Result is not in your hands. Please try to understand that, and result will come if you have properly studied. So do not keep on thinking about that. Please remember the fact that कर्म करो, फल की चिंता मत करो. That is very, very important. Otherwise, you will end up wasting a lot of your energy and time on this. So these were the 10 mistakes which I feel are a common part and parcel of this particular journey. And if you are able to avoid these, then you can actually clear this exam in your very first attempt. So if you if you avoid all these particular mistakes, and for a lot of them, I've prepared individual videos like of strategy, of note making, of answer writing, of the resource list. So you can refer to them as well.